me what's going on here today.
Well, today Trayvon Martin's parents will actually be joining us here at Union Square. We'll be having a candlelight vigil for him because it is 1 year ago today that he was shot down by the racist George Zimmeman. And I think in the greater context, Trayvon Martin is very much a symbol of the injustice that is committed upon the youth in this country, particularly the black and brown and poor white youth in this country.
I used to go to school in Bushwick, which is a very, with race demographically, it's very Latino, it's very black, so there were a lot of stop and frisks there. Also, one time I was frisked in East New York, same thing.
Trayvon! 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 Trayvon!
One second of photographers, 1 second more photographers. Okay. Good.
Last year, on February 26, 2012, Trayvon Benjamin Martin was walking home from the 7-Eleven with a bag of Skittles and a can of iced tea with his hoodie up when a strange man started to chase him around 7:17, and he was all alone. Well, I'm so elated here tonight to tell his mother and father that on February 26, 2013, at 7:17, Trayvon Benjamin Martin will not be alone. He will be with hundreds and thousands of people all over America with their hoodies up, lighting candles at 7:17. It's because of you people. Tracy and Sabrina know that as they continue their journey to justice for their son Trayvon, they are not alone. So we thank you all from the bottom of our hearts. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
I'd just like to say that I'm a mother of 2 boys. I have 1 son on earth and 1 son in heaven. And I'm going to continue to fight for my boys as well as your boys and girls. I want to say that Trayvon is in heaven. Yeah. And this we know. He's rested. He's in God's hands.
All right. Yes. All right.
I also like to say thank you for all your support. Thank you for your prayers. Thank you for coming out. And we wear our hoodies in remembrance of Trayvon Martin. Thank you.
Yeah. All right, Mother. Yeah.
As parents of Trayvon Martin, we certainly are declaring today in our households Hoods Up Day. This day, until the day I die, will be Hoods Up Day for me.
Right.
Hoodies up!
Hoodies up!
Hoodies up! Hoodies up!
Hoodies up!
Dr. Michael Eric Dyson.
I want to thank the parents of Trayvon Martin, Tracy Martin and Sabrina Fulton for the full measure of their devotion to their son and for the magnificent manner in which they have embodied and modeled loving parents who refuse to let the memory of their child go in vain. Why are we here tonight? We are here because it is the 1-year anniversary of the forced martyrdom of a young man who sought nothing more than to exercise his right to breathe and to exist without the unnecessary harm and the unnecessary hatred that are directed his way. He was the victim of a hate crime. The hate of his very existence. The stereotypes that operated in somebody's head to target him. to target him as a victim of bigotry, to target him as a victim of hate. And what we say is that we will not allow his memory to die or his life to be lived in vain. We are here because Trayvon is us and we are Trayvon. All of us have children that we love. One child should not be put above another. The life of George Zimmeman should not be placed above the life of Trayvon Martin.
Amen.
And race should not make a difference in this country as to who is meted out justice. We know that this young black boy was a victim of stereotype, a lazy person's way of thinking about the other. So we are here to rebut that. We will all wear hoodies. The use of a particular form of clothing is no reason for a young man to die. Some have thought because we elected a black president that we are now beyond race. One black man in public housing, as brilliant and beautiful as he is, will never erase the legacy of white supremacy, social injustice, economic inequality, and the vicious targeting of young black men through racial profiling. We must say we will not take this. We will not tolerate this. And not just black people, all Americans. This is an American story. This young boy was an American on American soil, the victim of gun violence, the vicious obsession with trying to wipe out another person's life. So we say that we are here in solidarity with Trayvon. We are in solidarity with all young black and brown young men who choose to dress as they will, and we must drape ourselves in something more than bigotry. How about the Constitution? How about the Declaration of Independence? How about all of that love we claim to have in America? We must have that for our children. And finally, let us remember that as we remember Trayvon Martin here tonight, we are committed to the legacy of justice and equality and freedom in this country, which means that not only must he have his day in court, but he must have the remembrance of all of us who are serious about making sure that justice prevails and that Trayvon Martin's life will not only not be lived in vain, but that we will contribute ourselves toward the equal forces of justice in this country, which means there must be no more Trayvon Martins. We must not tolerate the bigotry. We must not tolerate the stereotypes, and we must stand together shoulder to shoulder saying that we are Americans committed to that freedom and justice that we all have died for. God bless these parents. No weapon formed against us shall prosper. No ability of a nation to put us down will prevail. We are here together as Americans who love each other, and we must join arms and link aims as we tell the truth to this nation about what Trayvon Martin represented. God bless.
All the way from Los Angeles, fresh off the red carpet, a man who has not only been a great actor, a great musician, but a great father and a great social engineer for change. So, Mr. Jamie Foxx, please come up next to Sabrina and Tracy.
First of all, I just want to say, first of all, I just want to say that, just 1 second. I just want to say this, that it's a personal thing with me and Sabrina. I saw her at the Image Awards, and we had a moment together, and I don't want to share everything that was said, but she said, "My baby's gone." And as I stood there with my daughter, she's 19 now, and I started to think, like, what would I feel like if she wasn't there with me? All right. And so I made a commitment that night, also with the help of Harry Belafonte, who spoke so eloquently that night and said, we have so much influence and so much money, but we don't do anything with it. And I felt embarrassed. And I want people to know that this is a personal thing. And I want to thank Sabrina for being so strong, because in the midst of all of the swirling, of all of the talking points and people standing on different sides, you stood on the side of being a mother. Tracy, you stood on the side of being a father. You didn't talk about color, which I thought was absolutely amazing. You can look at all of the different telecasts that you've done,
You never brought that up. You brought that up and you said that this is my son. And I think that's the most important thing that we have to do, is that if we, for a second, stop worrying about what we believe in politically, stop worrying about what we believe in socially, and believe in what we think about our children. And when you start thinking about like that, you start to think differently. Think about a 17-year-old child, and don't think about the color of the child. Think about that child going to school. Think about that child hanging out with his father, with his mom, skiing, skateboarding, doing all these fun things that a 17-year-old child does. And then think about that child on his way home to see his father. And all of a sudden that child has his life taken from him. All we're asking is simplicity. The simple thing is, allow the court system to work. Allow a person to have their day in trial. That's the thing that baffled me the most, that someone could take someone else's life and then go home. That's all Sabrina and Tracy has been asking. And I think that that's not too much. I think that's what they should have. It's simplicity. So that's why I'm here. And I want people to understand this too, is that there's a lot of things that are going on in the media, and I know it's tough for you guys. We're used to this. But please, everyone out there, all over the world, keep in your prayers this family, because it's tough for them, because they have to grieve in front of you, which is a tough thing to do when the camera's constantly on you. We want to let you know that we love you. We're not going to leave you. And no weapons formed against you shall prosper. We love you. Amen. Yeah!
I am Trayvon Martin. I am Trayvon Martin. I am Trayvon Martin. People all over the world, get ready. Now for a moment of silence. We remember Trayvon Martin. We remember Trayvon Martin. We remember Trayvon Martin. No, we never forget Martin. We remember Trayvon Martin. Go but never forgot. Go but never forgot.
One, two, three.
I think this was very important today, that people here and in various cities across the country came out to say we are still Trayvon Martin, to express their outrage, to wear their hoodies, to say no more vigilante lynchings of our children, no more police killings of our children, no more them getting away with these stand and frisk laws, which are really just lynch laws.
Everyone's come together for the love of Trayvon Martin, and it takes all different people to show this love and hope.
He's in person, you know. He don't deserve this, you know.
Nothing is ever just given to you in this country. Like, you have to go out and make a movement and take it.
I don't think people should actually draw just attention to Trayvon Martin. I think they should look at the whole aspect as one. There's so many people that die every day, especially if you even look at Chicago or Detroit. Certain cities are like in ruins right now.
Because I'm a mother of 6, 4 boys, and that could be my son that's gone. Trayvon Martin was taken off this earth way too soon for no reason.
I'm always happy to see a group of people come together and stand up for a cause like this, and I just give my condolences to the family, and everybody deserves the right to their own childhood.
I don't know why
Word.
You know, Malcolm X, Reverend Martin Luther King, Medgar Evers, and so forth. Them brothers marched for a cause, and they got a lot of things done. A lot of things done. And here we are again, years and years later, all over again.
What does this moment mean to you?
You know, I have a son who's 18 years old, and when this story first broke, it made me think of my son. It made me think of all of our sons and the devastation behind this. You know, I mean, it's hard to believe that it's been a year since Trayvon has left us all, and still we have no justice. We need justice, you know, for this, and the state of Florida must give us that. That's what it means to me.
I know what it is.